serious question. I doubt that. Continue. Let's say Markstrom goes on a massive heater. He gets a shutout in every game for the rest of the season. He wins the Vezina Trophy and the Hart Trophy, and the Leafs have to play the Flames in the playoffs. Do they still go with Dave Rittich? It won't matter because the Leafs still have Calgary native William Nylander. Let's go! Why not? The Toronto Maple Leafs! I guess my brand is a yell and scream. I don't script these. Are the Leafs alright? So what you get is from the heart. Welcome to LFR. Victory Puppies Bunny, and this one's got peanut butter on it because I'm really happy about the OT dub! Leafs win 2-1 in overtime over the Calgary Flames. You might have noticed we got a new camera. We also got an external microphone, and it's got like fur on it and everything. That's a sign of a good mic is the fur. So for everyone who's been begging me to get a new camera and microphone for a long time, shut up, I got one. Yes, it's gonna be a process. I'm sure this video won't be perfect, but I'm learning. And isn't that what life is about? It's important to learn in this life, and to learn you have to ask important questions, and I have one. How are you the first place team and you're struggling with a backup goalie? Like, that is not to insult Dave Rittich. Like, part of the reason I had such high hopes for the Flames heading into this season is their goaltending situation sweet. Jacob Markstrom was amazing last year, and Rittich was sort of their starter. Realistically, Rittich is a luxury backup. Like, he's an incredible backup to have. And then you have Markstrom in front of him, and they stole him from their divisional rival. It's amazing. But against the Toronto Maple Leafs, he makes no sense, and there is only one antidote: William Nylander. Get this from Scott Maxwell. In his last 3 games against the Leafs, David Rittich has allowed 3 goals. Just 3 goals. All 3 goals were scored by William Nylander. That means, watch this quick math, you're gonna be impressed. That means that the last time someone not named William Nylander scored on Dave Rittich in a Leafs Flames game was 4 games ago! The last time a Leaf not named William Nylander scored on Dave Rittich was Mitch Marner in the second period of a December 12th, 2019 game against the Flames that he still won. It was assisted by Cody Ceci. The biggest compliment I can pay to Dave Rittich is the Leafs won this game, and I'm still kind of upset. That was a frustrating 2-game series. That was awful. I don't want to do that again. Steve, you afraid of the Flames? No, I thought they got outplayed in both games. I am scared specifically of Dave Rittich. What the hell was that? He's called Big Save Dave, not Big 100 consecutive saves Dave. So usually in these videos we go event by event by event, and usually goal by goal by goal, and there weren't any until a 5-minute window to start with about 3 minutes to go in the third. So let's just talk about a few themes. The Leafs power play, still awful. 0 for 4 in this game. 0 for 11 in 2 games against the Flames. They didn't look dangerous, so it's hard to chalk it up to luck, but I'm gonna try to brush that aside as a one-off because they've been so good this season, but that was concerning. In a game that was tied almost all the way through, the Leafs outshot the Flames in each individual period. 11-7 in the first, 15-11 in the second, and 12-3 in the third. The shots were 1 versus 1 in overtime. That was the only tied period in this entire game. The shots were 39-22. The Leafs dominated the Flames in this one. And kudos to them, they didn't abandon their game. They stuck to it. And it's not going to sound the most fun, but this is exactly the sort of game the Leafs need to learn how to win. I was going to say need to learn how to win in the playoffs. You need to learn how to win this in the regular season to know how to win it in the playoffs. If you can't do it in one, how are you going to do it in the other? In the first period, they were the better team. In the second period, they were the better team. In the third period, they were the better team, but it wasn't working. They stuck to it. I praised the loaded up line last game because even though they didn't get it done, they still drew 3 penalties. That's what the Leafs were doing in the first. After a terrible interference penalty from Jimmy Vesey, that guy has got to find some magic. The Leafs did find a way to draw 3 straight. Zach Hyman, welcome back to the lineup. Always welcome. He draws a penalty. Jason Spezza gets tripped by Josh Levo, and then they had a good laugh about being scratched by Mike Babcock. And Pierre Engvall managing to draw a penalty too. He's been really good for at least half a dozen games. There was a little dust up in the second period. Rasmus Anderson challenging Austin Matthews to a fight. Get out of here. I love to see star players stick up for themselves, but Matthews taking that fight would be stupid. Real tough from Anderson, who knows that Matthews has a busted wrist. In part because of him. With that hit that was just clean enough that you don't call it dirty, but it wasn't nice. And beyond mentioning Matthews for Rasmus Anderson is not a good trade, the Leafs were outplaying the Flames for 60 entire minutes. There's no point. Ilya Mikheyev with another fantastic night on the penalty kill at 5-on-5. He's starting to throw a few hits. I cannot believe how fast he is. That puck is gonna go in. It's gonna go in, Soup. You gotta believe it. And gosh darn it, let's have the conversation. Even though he only had to face 22 shots to his counterpart's 39, Michael Hutchinson had a fantastic game. He's played 3 games. Does anyone want to take a stab at his save percentage? 3 games. I know he beat Ottawa. He lost to the Flames last game, but he only allowed 1 goal in this one. It's probably decent. 9-10. 9-10 would be good for Hutch, right? After all, last year he had an 8-8-6. Michael Hutchinson, in 3 games so far this season with the Toronto Maple Leafs, yes, it's a small sample size, be quiet, has a .924 save percentage. Wow. Hindsight's 2020, but with Freddie's injury now, that doesn't sound too serious, but it's obviously serious enough to keep him even off the bench. I think Hutch should have probably got some more games before he did. Stevie wouldn't be saying that because he stunk last year. That is true. He wasn't good. But there were several more in-depth goalie stats that were like, hey, listen, Michael Hutchinson's having trouble with this whole stopping the puck thing, but he's also had one of the hardest, if not the hardest workloads in the NHL on average. Lots of high danger saves. Or actually, no, an absence of the high danger saves. Lots of high danger shots, especially on the power play where his save percentage was terrible. And the Flames managed to have some success in the first game of this 2-game series on the power play, although I wouldn't hang that on Hutch. I think this year's Leafs team is exactly the way it looks. They're better at preventing high danger opportunities. Certainly than they were last year. We can talk about goaltending all we want, and it's great to have a goalie that can perform miracles, but it helps when the defense helps a goaltender. Guys can shoot in this league. It's not great when you leave someone wide open in front of your net, which is what happened with about 3 minutes to go in this game. And we play the blame game. Whose fault was it? There was a lot of talk about William Nylander, and it's not entirely wrong, but let's go look at what happened. Shortly after Alexander Barabanov is robbed in front of the Flames net, wow, did that guy have a good game. The Flames get an opportunity in the Leaf zone about a minute later. So the Leafs have possession of the puck in their own zone. They try to clear it out, but they flub it, and Elias Lindholm comes up with the puck in the corner. The way I read this play, I don't see much of a problem. There's 4 Leafs versus 3 Flames. Engvall at the bottom of the screen is tracking Lindholm. Dermott is about to go into the corner to pursue the puck. Justin Hall has the net front, and there's an extra forward in the slot. That's good stuff. This is about a moment later. Mikheyev's still there. Nylander's not even in the photo yet. Hall's got the net front. Dermott's about to go into the corner. Engvall, though, instead of picking up Mangiapane, gets caught puck watching. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a high-risk situation. The Leafs go 2 men into the corner. There's a guy wide open behind the net, guy wide open in the slot, and Justin Hall is left standing there going, which one do you want me to take? You got to make a choice here, and he got bit. Hall goes behind the net, successful pass to Mangiapane in front. Nylander tries to get him, but he doesn't get there in time, and he scores on Michael Hutchinson. So yeah, if Nylander is down low there, he could have helped. He definitely could have prevented that goal. But him and the rest of the team, right? There are situations where a guy makes a dumb play, or he gives the puck away, or he goes for a brutal line change, something like that. I don't think what Nylander did on this goal was so egregious. It seemed to me there was a lack of communication down low, and it was between both defensemen, Dermott and Hall, and Pierre Engvall there. Mikheyev doesn't go into the slot because he's watching the guy at the point, and there's already 3 guys down low, and I think Nylander was in a similar situation. I think you can criticize Nylander on this play as long as you're willing to criticize everyone else. But that's not even the most important part for the Leafs right now. There are under 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and they are losing against a team that they cannot score on. Cannot. What a strong and incorrect word. With Michael Hutchinson pulled and the extra attacker, this is how close the Flames came to wrapping it up. It's actually 3 parts. I've seen a few Flames fans complain about this. John Tavares is pursuing, I think that's Matthew Tkachuk on his stomach. Now, Tavares does try to reach in, and he gives him a couple taps with his stick, a couple whacks, one-handed. To me, it sounded like it was on the stick. I mean, you're watching with your Flames fans' eyes, I'm watching with my Leafs fans' eyes, right? But I'm watching going, oh, JT, please, no. Again, I'm not sure because I'm watching on my phone. It looks like Tkachuk, he falls down. After watching the replay over and over and over again, I don't understand why he fell down. Again, it's difficult to tell because I'm watching on my phone, but those little whacks didn't look that strong, and I didn't see anything touch Tkachuk's feet. I don't know why he fell. And people talk about Lindholm hitting the post. If he gets this pass cleanly from a guy who's not falling, it goes tape to tape, and it's the easiest goal of his entire career. Now he's got to chase it down and get it back, and he does. It's a sharp angle shot. Lindholm hits the goalpost. Puck goes the other way. Leafs fight another day. Riley puts it on. It's a mad scramble in front. Nylander chance to score. Stopped by Rittich. The puck is still loose. They're whacking at it. There is just a mass of humanity in the crease. And all of a sudden, the celebration because William Nylander scores. To give the Leafs a chance to win this game. But I'm sitting there with my Leaf fan eyes, and Flames fans are sitting there with their Flames fans' eyes, and I think we're all sitting there with our hockey fan eyes going, this is about to be a review, and it's going to take forever, and we're going to be talking about it for the next week. Because I'm sure you all saw the controversial call from the other day. Brendan Gallagher tips a shot home past Matt Murray in a game against the Ottawa Senators. It's tied 4-4. It would have given the Habs the easy 5-4 win. Instead, they call it goalie interference, goes to overtime, nothing happens, goes to the shootout, the Habs lose, and Claude Julien gets fired the next morning. There's my voice. So I'm looking at that. I don't know if it's goalie interference in real time, but I'm like, okay, they're going to have a look at this. Again, it's really hard to tell in real time. I watched it a billion times. Here's what I saw. Noah Hannafin gives Zach Hyman a pretty good cross-check right between the nameplate and the numbers, right in front of the crease. Hyman ends up here, right behind Chris Tanev, again, still just on the edge of the blue paint. The scramble ensues. Hyman, again, is still just kind of standing there, and Chris Tanev is right down there at his skates. It's actually a really dangerous situation for Tanev, if we're being honest. This is right as Nylander whacks it in. Hyman is right in the middle of the blue paint. There's probably some sort of argument that he interfered with Rittich. I'd definitely be open to it, but my question is, where the heck does he go? And how did he get there? And the answer for both is a Flames defenseman hit him there and got in his way. The Brendan Gallagher one, I went back and forth, and I was tweeting I wouldn't want to make this decision. I'm on the side of it's goalie interference. Then yesterday, before this game, in the Dang It's video that I shot for the Sportsnet YouTube channel, I said, you know what? The Gallagher one is a goal. That should be a goal. Murray had enough time to reset. Gallagher was in the blue paint because a defender held him there. Here's what I was extremely surprised by, because I had some tweets. Why did Toronto rule that that wasn't goalie interference? That isn't what happened here. That's what happened in the Gallagher incident. The Toronto War Room was asked, and they ruled it not goaltender interference. In this one, Flames head coach Jeff Ward didn't even challenge it. I was shocked. Again, I don't know if I would call it goaltender interference. I think the Leafs still might have come out on top there, but to not even challenge it, in terms of borderline plays, that is right there on the line, isn't it? Even if you think it's a good goal, it's certainly worth having another look at. But that's the decision they made, and now we go to overtime. And the Leafs starting a little different, mixing it up a little bit, going with Tavares and Marner, who obviously have lots of chemistry together. Marner has chemistry with whoever he plays with. They put him on the fourth line in his rookie year, and he had like 4 points and got Matt Martin a goal. And it's an extremely brave move of Sheldon Keefe, who already in an overtime loss to the Edmonton Oilers was criticized for his 3-on-3 decisions, namely not starting overtime with Austin Matthews. Michael Hutchinson makes a stop and it pays off. Leafs get the line change, and now it's Matthews and Nylander hopping over the boards together. Again, they have chemistry together, it's no problem. Nylander has the puck, dishes to Matthews, and he breaks out with speed, which is so important because Matthews is now attacking 2 Flames defenders at the same time. Now, they know what he's about to do. He's just going to dip it to William Nylander, no problem. But if they abandon him and go to Nylander, then he's just going to break in by himself. The right move here probably would have been to just completely turn around and scramble backwards. Instead, William Nylander, with speed, gets a favorable matchup against Sean Monahan. It's no insult to Sean Monahan, but he's not a defender. Nylander, wicked speed, wicked hands, roofs it on big save Dave and big goal Willie! We'll work on it. Gets the Leafs the win. Questions. Lots of Nylander stuff on the IG. Adam Wild. Will Jesse Blake love him again? Adam, I'm looking forward to our podcast later today, and I think our Swedish king will see the return of his crown. It's not about Jesse, it's about you and I, Adam. Will we see the Trey Kroner? From that Leaf fan, hey there, TikTok dude. He proved me wrong, and I'm so happy that he did! Proved you wrong. See, this is the problem with the William Nylander conversation. There is either right and wrong. What I'm trying to see is just reality. There were a few games where his effort sucked. And I said it. But he followed up those games with some really good performances where, like Sheldon Keefe said, his legs were moving, but the puck wasn't going in. And the problem when you don't give the number one effort that you can is people remember. Goals make people forget. Case in point, this game. But when it doesn't look like you're trying your hardest, and then you do try your hardest, but you're still not having success, it's like you haven't been trying the whole time. The dichotomy of our Swedish king. Did you know he's Swedish? It's often mentioned, IKEA and all that. Speaking of which, hello, The Simpsons Instagram. How long until Steve Simmons is banned from IKEA? Oh, this should be a great day for him. It's an easy story to write. Young star battling to get it done. He makes a mistake late, but he makes up for it with the game tying and winning goal. The story writes itself. only some assembly required. How good does it feel to see prime William Nylander back? You know, that's actually a good question, because the first time I read it, I'm like, that is entirely ridiculous. Prime what? And then I saw his overtime goal again. Yeah, that's exactly what prime William Nylander looks like. Not prime. William Nylander at his best. The speed, the hands, but not just that, the smile. He's obviously feeling good. And when Willie's feeling good, the puck tends to go in for him, and the Leafs tend to win games. It's a very good thing. Nylander, Matthews in the overtime. They work so well together. Something to think about. The way Matthews and Marner have been playing this season, it seems ridiculous to entertain the idea of splitting them up. I don't look at it as splitting them up. I look at it as the Leafs have a variety of options. Willie needs to get going. He scored. We got to keep it going. Tavares needs to get going. Who better than Mitch Marner to get him going? You could do Tavares with Marner and Hyman, or Tavares with Marner and Kerfoot. We already know Hyman, Tavares, Marner works. That was basically the first line a couple years ago. I want to see Kerfoot, Matthews, Nylander, Hyman, Tavares, Marner. I want to see how that works. I think it'd be a really good mix. Don't look at it as splitting up Matthews and Marner. Look at it as options. It's always good to have options. Are we liking Austin Matthews' newfound nastiness? I don't know if it's nastiness. Like, what we've seen is basically a guy grow up in front of our eyes. Like, we were introduced to him when he was an 18-year-old and getting drafted, and now he's in his 20s. He was always a guy who could skate. He was always a guy who could shoot, and those things got better. But what we started to see along the way is he started to use the body a little bit more. Body position, throwing a few hits, but it wasn't consistent. Now it is every single game, pretty much every single shift. I love it. I don't know if his wear and tear is related, but I will say this. I want him taken care of. They say Matthews has been dealing with it all season, even though he has 18 goals. That's bonkers. I'm not going to worry about it until there's a reason to worry about it. Players play with little dings and whatever all the time, but that needs to get better. So, what'd you think of this video? What do you think of the camera, the mic? Listen, I'm shooting this right now. I don't know how it will sound. I hope good. I did test it, but then I do the LFR and I get really excited and talk loud and fast. So, I don't know. It'll be a process. I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate the Leafs winning. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. The Leafs, first place.